Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for being here, and if you're new, please subscribe down below so you can be notified every time I post a new video. So for today, we are going to be doing a full face of makeup using TJ Maxx and Marshall's products, and we're going to get a little bit of a first impression and see how these product works. So if you guys are ready for this video, let's jump into it. Okay, you guys, so jumping into it, we're going to be starting with this primer right here. This is a Cover FX primer, and it was $9.99 at Marshall's. It says it is the blurring primer. Let's see if it says anything else. And I'm going to be inserting the retail prices right here on the screen so you guys are able to know how much it costs if you go and buy it anywhere else, and how much it costs at Marshall's so you can get a little bit of a comparison. So we're going to start off by priming our face. The bottle looks like this. We're just gonna grab a little bit and put it all over our face to get ready for foundation. So this is interesting. I've never had a primer like this myself, but if you guys can see right here, the color of the primer is more like a skin tone. It's not a white or clear primer. So we're gonna see how this, I'm just gonna put it in the areas where I feel like I need a little bit of blurring, right here on my nose and my cheeks, and I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead. This is interesting. So far, I feel like it feels very smooth on the skin, so it's a good sign. I don't see that it's making a big difference necessarily on my skin, but we're just gonna see how it performs with foundation on. So we are going to move on now, and the foundation that I found is this Weightless Blur Foundation by Becca. It's the Skin Love, and this was $7.99 at TJ Maxx, which is where I got this one. We're gonna see if there wasn't a lot of shade options, so we're gonna have to see if this one works, and the packaging looks a little like this. It's very, very pretty packaging. Let's just see how this works. Putting some on the back of my hand as usual. And I'm just gonna dot this all over my face. It looks like it's gonna be very light for me, but we're gonna have to try and make it work because I wanted to test out these products for you, but I did not see anything my color. Unfortunately, there was a NARS foundation, but they just had gone bad, I guess, because they were very watery, so I couldn't even try that either. So we're just gonna have to work with this. That's the only unfortunate thing I think about trying to find these products at maybe a store like Marshall's or TJ Maxx, because I feel like sometimes some of the products might be expired if you don't pay. Oh my goodness. This is really light, you guys. Way too light. But we're gonna have to try to make it work, and I'm gonna look like a ghost. Okay, we're gonna have to see how this works. All right, so moving on. First of all, let me say that this foundation is probably one of the worst so far first impressions that I've tried. My skin just looks so cakey, and it looks dry, and it looks patchy, and it's just not good at all. But we're just gonna try to make it work and see how we can get through this video. So the next thing I have is this 2-in-1 Brow Perfector, and it was $3.99 at TJ Maxx. It says that it's a brow pencil and a brow pomade. I think I'm just going to be using the pencil side. This one was in dark brunette, and hopefully it doesn't come out with a red tone to it. So this has one of those tips that kind of like the new Anastasia one, the newer one that they put out. I've never used anything like this, so I don't know. We're just gonna have to see how it's gonna work. Let's see. Does it? Oh, bad thing about this, I guess you could say, it comes with this brush so you can apply the brow pomade. But it does not have a spoolie, and I do not have one with me right now. So this might be this is looking to be very, very bad. All right, you guys, so now I have my eyebrows done, and first impressions on the eyebrow pencil, it is very smooth and very pigmented, which is a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing because then it's easy for you to go a little bit overboard when you're drawing on your eyebrows. So that is something that I'm not very used to because of the ones that I use tend to be a little bit more dry, so it doesn't glide on the same way, and that's just my preference. But other than that, I think the brow pencil works very well. And now we're going to move on to the next thing that I have, and it is this palette by BH Cosmetics and Sylvia Ghani. And it did come in this little sleeve right here. The palette is very beautiful, and it was only $7.99. Even though, you know, BH tends to be inexpensive as a whole, but $7.99 is a good deal. So we have these shades right over here. They're very beautiful shades. It has a lot of warm shades and it has a lot of neutral shades. So I think that's something that'll be very useful for the everyday girl. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called S Club, and then we're just gonna grab any little fluffy brush and we're gonna put this in our crease and see how these eyeshadows blend in the pigment. Oh my goodness. That is a very pigmented shade. So far, I'm impressed, you guys. By the way, I had my eyelids primed with just a little bit of concealer. We're gonna try as many shades as possible so we can get a feel for how the palette really works. Okay, so now we've laid down that crease color and we're just gonna move into a darker shade. Let's see. Let's try this shade over here called October, and we're just gonna darken up the crease using the same brush. And I'm gonna go in to the crease and darken it up just a tad bit. Once we've done that, let's see, we're gonna try something different. We're gonna try this color down here that is named Hazel, and we're just gonna put that all over the lid, grabbing a flatter brush like this one right here, if you guys can see. And this is a matte shade. So far, all I've used are matte shades. Oh wow, this is really pigmented. I'm very impressed by this palette. And we're gonna go in and blend that, so if it looks a little harsh right now, just bear with me. Okay, to blend that color in a little more, we're just gonna take our fluffy brush again and we're gonna go into the shade Rebel, which is the second shade that we use. And we're just gonna go back through the crease and we're gonna try to blend those colors together. Okay, so now that we have done that, we are going to be taking the shade Prince over here, which from what I know, that is the name of their dog, and I think that's very adorable. So I'm just gonna grab some with my finger and just pop it in the center of my lid like so. Right there. And after we've done that and we have it to the pigmentation that we want, then we can go in and blend those edges a little bit and kind of blend those two colors together. So we're just going to take a little fluffy brush and go around those edges like so. Oh, I love this so much. And we're just going to get the center again to give it that little bit of brightness that might have been taken away from blending it together. And that is what we're gonna do for the eye look. So so far I'm very impressed. I will be giving you my final opinion towards the end. Now this does have 2 highlighter shades that we'll be using later on in the video. Okay, so next we're gonna put a little bit of highlighter on. I did not find a bronzer, so I tried to go in with that shade October again and try to put a little bit of color into my cheeks, but I didn't want to go too overboard because it is a darker shade, so I didn't want it to look too crazy. But I think for highlighter, we're just going to blend a little bit of both of them, which is Libra and Opal. And we're going to go right on the cheeks and see how much of the glow it can give us. Ooh, so far so good. I'm impressed. This looks very, very pretty. I'm also going to take a little bit and run it down my nose right here, just like this, and put some right here on my lip, on my Cupid's bow. And just to give us a little bit of glow, I'm going to put it right here on the chin because my face is looking a little dry from that foundation. I'm going to put a little bit more. Oh, that is really pretty. And just put some right here to highlight our forehead a little bit. And I'm just going to take a brush and kind of blend that in so it doesn't look like a streak of highlighter on my face. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next thing we have, which is this Laura Geller Volumized Mascara. Oh, Glam Lash. Dramatic Volumizing Mascara. And this was on clearance for $2 at Marshall's, so I figured that I would give it a try. But I have heard something about Laura Geller being discontinued as a brand, so that might be why we are seeing a lot of products at Marshall's and TJ Maxx. But the tube looks a little like this. It's just a black simple tube. And then there's the brush. It's just a straight, narrow, short bristled brush, and we're just gonna see how it works. I have really small lashes, so I hope that this will be good for my lashes. Okay, so last but not least, the other product I have is this Bite Beauty product over here, and it's a French press lip gloss in the shade Salted Caramel, and it was $4.99 at TJ Maxx. I'm very excited about this because I've never tried anything from Bite Beauty, and the packaging looks like this. It's so beautiful, so sleek. I really, really love this packaging, and I'm excited to try this lip gloss. So the doe foot is a little slanted, if you guys can see right there. And we're going to try this on, and it has that little tip, so hopefully that'll be helpful. Oh, wow. It's a very different formula, I feel like. It's not very sticky and is very pigmented. Okay, so now I am done, and this is the makeup look that I've created with the products that I found at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And I want to talk a little bit now about what my final thoughts are on these products. So starting with this Cover FX primer, I think for it being the first time that I've used it, I didn't see much of a difference. I didn't see anything necessarily great about it that would make it stand out as a primer that I would feel like I gravitate towards in a collection. So I think that this is a product that I do have to test out, especially with a different foundation, because I feel like this one isn't working for me, but we'll talk a little bit about that next. So this is the Skin Love foundation, and on top of it not being the correct shade, this makes my skin look terrible. I mean, if you guys, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but my skin looks dry. It has picked up to any little patch that I have on my skin. It looks just cakey. It looks very, very, very bad. This is a very big disappointment for me, and honestly, I can say I will never be using this again, and this is a regret because I expected much more, especially from a collection called Skin Love. It did nothing for my skin, and I'm very disappointed in this. Now moving on to this eyebrow pencil. I feel like this is something that I'm going to try a little bit more, especially like with a spoolie on hand, because I feel like that would have made a world of a difference. And also I would like to try the pomade side, but for this video we just used the pencil side, and I think it performed well, but it's something that I have to get used to because it is a little more smooth and creamy, and it's not something that I'm used to, so it's something that you have to adjust. So I guess I'm going to keep trying this, but I have hopes for this brow pencil, and hopefully it'll be something that I will have in my collection and gravitate towards. So I'm getting there with this. The foundation, not so much. So the next thing, and this is my favorite thing out of this whole haul and try on, and this is the Sylvia Gani palette. I was eyeing this from when it came out, as I said previously when we were using it, and I did not get it just for financial purposes, but I gotta say I'm glad I got it now, and I'm glad I got it at such a good price at TJ Maxx. I mean, the shades are just stunning. It's something that I would use every single day. You can make dark looks, you can make night out looks, you can make them, you know, fresh and natural. You can do whatever you want with this, and it has a lot of, you know, bold colors, but it also has what you need for a everyday look. And it is also wonderful that it has those two highlighters, because you just have that in one palette and they blend very smoothly, and I cannot say enough good things about this. I am very impressed, and you know, for it being BH Cosmetics, I'm not that surprised because they do have very good eyeshadows, but I am very impressed with this. So the next thing is going to be this mascara by Laura Geller. You guys, I'm kind of scared because if Laura Geller is really getting discontinued, I'm going to be very sad because this mascara is great. I mean, I have very short lashes, and I feel like it did make a big difference, which it is supposed to be a volumizing mascara, but I saw more length than I saw volume. But other than that, I really do love it anyway. So I am going to be gravitating towards this a lot. And I feel like for $2, you couldn't really have gone wrong. So what I'm going to do is try to see if I can check out my local Marshalls and TJ Maxx and see if I can stock up on this. And I would suggest to you guys that if you guys do see this, to pick it up and try it out for yourself, because I'm very impressed, especially if you have short eyelashes like I do. So last product we're going to talk about is this Bite Beauty gloss. I would have loved to try this on top of a nude lipstick, but I did not find one by Bite Beauty or by any other brand that would have went well with this, so I just threw on the gloss as is. But I am very much looking forward to trying this and to keep using it, and I'm very, very happy that I found it for $4.99. It's something that is neutral, so you can use it everyday basis, and I'm impressed so far. I really like it. It's not sticky. It's not something where your hair is going to stick to it. It's not uncomfortable. So far, so good. So that is it for these products, you guys. So I guess if I could recommend some products from here, it would be this BH Cosmetics palette and this Bite Beauty gloss. And the Laura Geller mascara. I gotta say that for these other three, I feel like you can find better at Marshall's. Like, I know that there probably is something better than this foundation right here. This primer, I mean, so far I'm not impressed, so I think there's other ones that can maybe do a little bit better. And for sure, an eyebrow pencil, you're able to find affordable ones that work very well. Like, I like the e.l.f. one, I like the NYX one, and I like the L'Oreal one. There is many drugstore eyebrow pencils that work very well, so I don't think this is something you have to run out and get. But anyways, you guys, that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.